from the Lexington police.
I had to make sure I had my seatbelt on there, though.
The car was faster
with you driving.
All right, come on. Del Ballard saying, all right, come on. He is mic'd this evening. First shot in the championship round. Pretty good one.
And Del was the only one that said there was really a big difference between the left lane and the right lane. He felt the right lane was tighter. He's going to play that a little bit further outside. In fact, he was thinking about using 2 different balls, but he decided to go with the same ball.
Oh, no. Mental error, a miscue right off the bat, and Ballard kind of opens the door for Bob Vespi.
And again, bowlers that change bowling balls to shoot those spares, it has a slightly different feel, and they kind of fell off his hand and into the channel.
Vespi turns it loose, and it runs high for the baby split on lane 18.
And in practice, Vespi seemed to struggle. He changed balls and changed angles a little bit, changed speeds, and he never did seem to get zeroed in the pocket. Now watch how he shoots the spare and the change in his arm swing. See how much straighter it was? That's the improvement in his game right there. Vespi, and throwing his first shot, the thing to watch here is his bent elbow as he goes to the foul line. When he gets up there and he's ready to throw that ball right about in that position, look at how that elbow is bent right there. That's more than Carter or Anthony ever did. And there's the result.
He also is hooking the ball a lot more than Carter or Anthony ever did.
Yes, put them together, they didn't hook it as much as he did.
Didn't have to.
No, they didn't have to. They won enough titles doing it the way they did.
Come on. There you go. No 10-pin this time for Del Ballard. You mentioned suffering from a confidence crisis over the last year. Just hasn't been the same old Del Ballard.
Amazing, too. What such an outstanding player. He's won 2 U.S. Opens. He's won a Tournament of Champions and an ABC Masters. And he's got a very simple style. Look at how square he goes to the foul line. Right here, he's just straight square as he comes through. The ball's coming right down there. On balance all the way through. You'd think he'd never get in trouble, Dan. I mean, all of us still have to carry as he leaves his second 10-pin, but it's amazing the guy would do that well, and yet he is suffering from a bit of a confidence crisis.
Just goes to show you, though, how fragile it really is on the national tour.
Yeah, it is. 12 titles, 4 majors.
Been a consistent top 10 money winner over the last 7, 8, 9 years. Little stick at the line, but takes care of the 10-pin. Second week in a row that Bob Vespi has started in the opening match. Won 3 games last week, got to the title game.
Close. A little 4-pin there. See if he throws straight at this spare or whether he hooks it at it. A lot of times these hook ball bowlers will hook it at the spares on the left side of the lane and try and throw it straight at the spares on the right side of the lane.
You were right, Michael. Went with a little more of a hook ball, but we had a chance to talk to Bob and ask him about the adjustment in spare shooting.
Well, my coach, Billy Hall, he's really on me about making spares. You know, I have such a great strike ball, he tells me, that if I make my spares even 25% more than I was making them, I'd be a lot better player. So the last 2 weeks break that we had, and he told me that every time I bowl, practice, shoot my spares and shoot them straight. And I think that's the biggest key. I've been, you notice I change arm swings in the spare shot, and my time is a little bit better on it than it was before, and I'm making a lot more spares.
I don't think there's any question he can strike with anybody on the national tour, but if he would make a few more spares, he might be on ESPN a little more often. We'll be back with more of our opening match right after these messages.
Pin action there. He had every pin in the back row up there for a second.
He was out to the high weeds there momentarily.
Yeah. Watch it on the replay as he does get right out to the edge. Coming back. Well, he kind of got in the way there. Through that 17.7 miles per hour. Bellied it almost 6 full boards, and we see he's trailing by 11. There's his bowler track.
Come on.
Oh. That's with a 15-pound ball, too.
That one will break your back. Comes back, makes a terrific shot to get the double and close in, and look what happened.
Watch it snap through here, and the ball just chopped the 5 right off. The head pin goes to the wall, comes back and misses the 9. Really a bad break. You know, you go to that light ball to try to avoid that, and he still leaves it even with a 15-pound bowling ball.
And when you struggle and have the kind of year that Dell has had, you get to the championship round and you get a break like that at the wrong time, that can really hurt you. Vespi on a strike, looking for a double, turns it loose, shakes him up, and Bob Vespi moves to a 21-pin lead.
Did you see Del Ballard there? Got up, just kind of threw his hands down. I stuff it and leave a 9-pin, and he gets a bucket crumbler. It's hard to keep those negative, bad thoughts out of your mind, especially when things have not been going well and you've been struggling, and you finally get to the telecast and get some bad breaks.
It's an uphill climb all the way. Vespi averaged 221 on this pair of lanes throughout the week. The best of our top 5 qualifiers. You told me in practice, don't be surprised if we see the 210 with some company, maybe the 2810 a couple of times tonight.
All week long, if you threw it a little hard, you left the 2810. He had it up there for a split second, got the 2 and the 10 out, left only the 8.
Synthetic lane surfaces again this week, as was the case last week in Mechanicsburg, and the lane conditioning program set up by the PBA virtually the same this week.
And the hook ball bowler, I mean, Vespi's back here again. And we got Amleto, who bowled, finished 11th last week. This week is on top.
Spaulding. Rubble.
Wow. The 3 and the 9, that one just, see, that's caused from the solid 9 before, though, Den. That's a lapse in concentration that he got down. He's a little down on himself or down on his luck right now.
Come on.
He's talking to himself. That's the best thing he can do. A little positive talk. Give himself a pep talk here. Tough spare.
What was that?
Open frame, and it's apropos that I asked Del to assess 1994.
94 has been a real struggle for me. I've only made a couple finals, a few finals, one other TV show, and I just really struggle losing my confidence. And last week I made the finals, and it really helped out last night because I just really hung in there and really tried to make the best of it.
Down by 33, another errant shot, baby split, pops